So I'm going to get Bill Twyford. Now, Bill is great because I went to one of his meetings in Las Vegas about maybe 4 years back.
Yeah, it's been probably 5 or 6.
5 or 6 years back, and I actually took Michael with me, and he was there, and he got to take off with Bill's kids and run around up and down the strip in Las Vegas and do different things.
Yeah, that's right.
And had a great time out there. And Bill's got some great stuff to teach you. Successful real estate investor, over 800 deals under his belt. In addition, he is a national speaker, an author, motivator, incredible teacher. He has taught thousands how to speak, how to break down communication barrier using his highly successful one-of-a-kind concepts. Now, I was fortunate enough to get up on stage because, you know, they kind of do some of this stuff where they actually interact with you and bring you up there and do different things, let you work through some stuff. So I got to get up there and role model back and forth with Bill.
Oh, you did? That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he said, hey, you're pretty good. And so when we started talking about coming here and doing this, and we were working through things, I said, well, that's because you taught me how to do this, Bill. So I'm going to like to welcome Bill up here. Thank you so much.
So how's everybody doing today? Good? Good. My water over here. I know what he's drinking after Scott. I know what he's been drinking. There you go. Good. Well, you know, I want to wake you guys up a little bit, so I need everybody to stand up real quick. All right, here we go. We'll make sure everybody's standing, because I know somebody doesn't like to play. See, you notice how investors don't listen? What did I tell everybody before break? Don't go anywhere. What did we lose? Half the people? That's why they're not successful. They don't listen. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to rub our hands together like this. And the faster you rub them, the more money you make. Okay? And what we're going to do is I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to go, yes, as loud as you can. Okay? Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes! 1, 2, 3. Yes! 1, 2, 3. Yes! All right. Now you're awake. A few of you I see were nodding off there earlier today. So let's talk a little bit about what I teach and who I am. At 23, I started my own business. I worked for my father when I was 13 until I was about 22, 23. Then I said to him, I go, I'm going to go start my own business. So what I did was I picked up from a little town in Iowa and moved myself down to Houston. I didn't know anybody. Started my own business down there. I was an industrial painting and sandblasting contractor. I went around and painted water tanks and towers and things like that. And as it was, I had no way of getting business other than going out and talking to people. So I went, you know, you guys are thinking it's hard to go door knock homeowners. Go door knock Shell Oil and Amoco and Conoco and places like that when you're 23 years old and tell them you want to come in and paint inside their plant and see what they think of you. When they look at you, you're this young kid going into this plant with this business that I just started. Well, you know, I ended up doing $1.6 million my second year in the business, which was a lot of money back then, you know, back in 1982, 1983. Because, see, I'm at the ripe old age now of 55. So I get all those benefits now, but I think they've moved some of them up, haven't they? Don't you have me older now? That's because I'm 55. I was an agent in 1994. I moved to Colorado in 1994. I started out in the real estate business. I sold 79 homes my first year, 123 the second, 178 the third, 198 the next, or 194 the last year. 574 homes is what I sold as an agent. I was a Mike Ferry trained agent. I was a Mike Ferry coach, Mike Ferry panelist, and I was all over prospecting and getting on the phone and talking to people and learning the communication skills. Because I got to tell you what, no matter what business you're in, if you don't know how to talk to people and how to present yourself to where homeowners trust you and believe in you, they're not going to work with you. It's just that simple. They're going to find somebody that they feel comfortable working with. So you want to make sure that you can do that. And I got to tell you what, I was like everybody else. Oh, you know, I'm okay. I'm good at it. I don't need to practice it. I don't need to work on any of those skills. But I find out that in this year right here, when I did 123, from 123 to 178, I talked to 25% less people in these 2 years. Where are you going, Scott?
But does that sign come back in?
All right.
Come back.
All right, get it out of the way. All right, 1998, I started working with investors. I sold 80 deals, closed 80 deals my first year. Started teaching in 2003. Last year we closed 61 transactions in California, Colorado, Florida, Iowa, Illinois, Ohio, and Texas. So we still actively do deals. My wife and I. My wife, I don't know how many people in here know my wife. Dwan? Okay, a few of you do. Dwan wrote the first short sale program in 1996, back before short sale was really the key word like it is now, and it was a few years ago. So she wrote that program back in 1996 and started teaching short sales in 1999. I met her in 2000, and we got married in 2002. And the thing that's nice about it, I mean, we update the programs all the time. I mean, the short sale program nowadays has to be updated like every month. That's what it seems like, is they're always changing something. All right, to date I've done over 1,000 deals, not including the bulk packages that I work on. Books that we've wrote right here. We wrote Short Sale Pre-Foreclosure. I know some of you in here have that book. We wrote How to Sell a House When It's Worth Less Than Your Mortgage. These are all both, these aren't self-published books. These are books that Wiley had us do. They're both #1 sellers on the bestsellers list at Amazon. And Dwan got picked by Steve Forbes to write a book with Steve Forbes that comes out in January. So she's writing a book with Steve Forbes. I'm writing a book with Dan Kennedy. Both of them come out, and Dan Kennedy's book's going to be called Straight Talk. And that's coming out in January too. Always put your homeowners first, or your customers. So here's the thing I want you guys, I hear a lot of people talking about, you know, it's all about money, it's all about money, it's all about money. That's what investors think all the time. But you know what? It's all about putting your customer first, because when you start giving your customers what they want, you get what you want. But you gotta first give. How many people in here want something free? Okay, you have your hand up first. Here you go. I'm gonna give you a set of flashcards. All right, what these flashcards are, they're objection handlers. I sell those for $299. Okay, they're the objection on one side, and they're the answer on the other. Okay? If a bank says something to you like, well, we don't have time to do the short sale, it goes to sale next week. You need to know what to say to that. If not, your short sales are going to be a lot tougher to do. You have to learn how to handle objections. Okay, anybody else want one of those? Not quick enough. Remember, it's all about your customer. You always have to put your customer first. Forget about you and forget about the money. Can we turn these lights down just a little bit? Forget about you and forget about the money. All right? Once you start thinking about the money starts rolling in your head. All of a sudden, your customer can feel that because your energy precedes you. See, you start thinking, oh, you know what, you're in trouble right now. I can help you out. And you're thinking in the back of your mind, oh man, I can make a killing on this. This is going to be great. I need to do this deal. But then once you find out, the homeowner can feel that. So the harder you're pushing that homeowner, the harder they're pushing you away. And when you keep, and the more they push you back, what do? You keep pushing them harder now. See, so you put yourself in a situation where you're not getting the deal. Somebody else is going to come in and get that deal. All right, the harder you push, the harder it is to be successful. Always give people what they want, and they'll work with you. How many people in here? I need to get like 8 $1 bills. Can I get some 8? Who has dollar bills right now? All right, stand up. Give me a dollar bill. I need 8 $1 bills. Come on, dig deep. Those are real estate investors. Hey, I'm going to give you 10 back. There's 3. Come on, I need 5 more. Where are they at? There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. I got 8. Now, everybody that give me $1, I want you guys to stand up. Okay. What did I say I'd give you back? 10.
That's almost fine. We gotta do it like that.
Okay. Now, out of those 9 people, who really wants to work with me? The one I give the money to. The one I give to, right? I took from everybody else and told them that I would do something that I didn't do. See, the thing is, you guys have to remember, you're sitting there now thinking, well, what if that was $100? And I thought I was going to get $1,000 back. Hey, you can keep that money. That's not their money. That's your money. They give it to me, I give it to you. Okay? So remember, it's all about giving it to people. How many people want to send flashcards? Ooh, first one over here. There we go.
Thank you.
Cellophane's a little bit loose on that. All right, build yourself a gold buyer's list. We were talking back there with one of the vendors. I heard them talking to a guy, and they were saying about, you know, you have a win-win-win, which is true. This is what we teach. It's all about a good deal for us. It's all about a good deal for the homeowner. It's all about a good deal for the new buyer. If it's a rehabber, landlord, whoever it is. You want to make sure that it's a good deal for your buyer. Because here's the thing. If I have a house to sell, and I sell, what's your name?
Eric.
Eric. I sell it to Eric. And he knows that I made it, let's just say I paid $75,000 for this house, and it's worth $130,000. And I sell it to him for $110,000. He's going to buy it and keep it for a rental. Okay, I paid $75,000 for it. Okay, so what did I make on it? $35,000. Now, he finds a house over here from this guy in the same area for $95,000. He finds a house from this guy here over in the same area for $95,000. I come to him in 3 months and say, hey, I got a deal for you. What's he thinking? Well, I want to buy for you. You bought the house for $75,000. You made $35,000 on me. You took all the money out of the deal. See, what I want to do is make sure that when I'm selling my properties, I'm giving a great deal to my buyer. Because what does that do? That creates need that he wants to come back and buy from me again. Instead of always trying to take all the money out of the deal. That's what I hear people talk about all the time. Oh, sell it as high as you can. Sell as high as you can. Yeah, you're constantly looking for buyers for the rest of your life. Now you just created a job. You're trying to find buyers all the time. Get yourself 10, 15, 20 buyers. When I met Dwan, I had done 137 deals that year that I met her. And she says, how many buyers do you have? And I said, 21 buyers. She goes, how do you do that many deals with 21 buyers? I said, I want to buy 7 or 8 houses. So what I do is I find out what my buyers want, and I go get them what they want. See, that's the difference between having 10,000 buyers. They're just going to waste your time. So find the people that aren't the tire kickers, the people that are really going to make it happen, and go work with them. And take care of them. Give them the good deals, because when you give them the good deals, they always want to come back and work with you more. So, what areas of town do your buyers want to buy in? Find that out. Find out what type of neighborhoods do the buyers want to buy in. And also, what type of houses do your rehabbers want to buy? You got to know that. Where do they want to buy? What's their level of rehab? How much they want to pay for homes in this area? And what's the quickest way to find them? Anybody know?
Home Depot?
Well, Home Depot has a lot of contractors down there, yeah. Is it one of the best places to find them is out in the neighborhoods. When you're out driving neighborhoods. If you're out door knocking. If you're out, putting signs out, whatever you're doing. What you're going to find out, there's rehabbers working on houses. Now, are they rehabbers that come to the meetings all the time? Not always. Do you have rehabbers at the meetings? How many rehabbers do we have in here? All right, how many investors do we have in here that want to buy a house in the next 12 months? Okay, how many houses do you want to buy in the next 12 months?
8.
8. All right, 5. 2. 3. What do we got here? Like 20 deals already? What do you need to go find more buyers for? Find out what these guys want and go get it. That's all you got to do, yeah.
My company is buying 500 this year.
500 this year. Is that a good contact to have? Yeah. Do you need anybody else? Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be tough to fill that order. Okay? So look at this. Is there any cash out there? Look what happened in 2010. 4.19 million homes were sold. 34% of them were cash. That's 1.4 million homes were sold for cash in 2010. 2011, 4.26 million homes were sold. 38% for cash. 4.3, 30% for cash. 1.29 million homes were sold. Can I move this out of the way here because I like to walk. There we go. Now, what's funny about these numbers? Look at this cash money that's out there. Right here, In 3 years, 4.29 million homes, less than 10% were owner occupied. Less than 10% of those. That tells me there's a lot of cash out there that's available to buy properties. You guys need to be finding out who that is and go get some of that cash and get some of these homes sold. Okay? We have different things that we teach at our workshops. We teach area classifications. We teach, what are the great areas to work in the country, or what are the areas that you want to work in your town? And we go through and classify all the areas by vacancy, basically. Ground zero, class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it all has to do with vacants. See, let's just look at this. This is like, we look at vacancy rate here on this street is 19%. Poverty level is 27. Unemployment's 19%. Rent's 825. Family-owned property 79%. Landlord 21%. The average value is 63. It's a class 1 area. I can tell by looking at that. Now obviously these aren't the same side of the street or the same street, but you have streets that look like that all across the United States. Here's a 2+ area. You can see there's a little more life in the area. Here's a 3+ area. See, and somebody was saying today, you just can't say it's an A, B, or C. It could be a B- or a B+. It's exactly the same thing here. This is the kind of stuff we teach. Then we go into neighborhood classifications. We go through and classify the neighborhoods. They're always in grid areas, basically. Older homes, over 40% of the neighborhood are vacant or tore down. Class 1 areas, 20% of the homes are vacant. Class 2, look at here, 10 to 20% are vacant. Really no graffiti in these areas. Bandit signs are welcome. You get to class 4 areas, you're not going to be putting bandit signs up. They're going to take them down. All right, but the rougher areas, the bandit signs are fine. Now, write this tip down. Where's the best place to put bandit signs? Because I heard people talk about, oh, don't put them here, don't put them out. Today, Tim said that. Where's the best place to put them?
In front of a stop sign?
In front of a stop sign? Where?
A gas station?
No, this is a great point. Write this down. Put them in the yards of vacant properties. They're bank owned. They don't have real estate signs in them 99% of the time. So when you're driving down the neighborhood and you see 3 vacant houses, drop your bandit signs in those yards.
Absolutely.
They say they're, yeah, is that a good point? That was worth coming, wasn't it? See, we go out and we'll put out 75 signs a day in the area that I'm working when we go out door knocking. Because I door knock about 4 times a year, or I'm sorry, 4 times a month. I go out door knocking with my son because I'm teaching him the business. We see a house that has stickers in the window that says, this house has been, what? Winterized. There's no real estate agent sign there. We drop our sign in there. Cash buyer wanted. Rehabber wanted. What am I doing? Building a cash buyer list, building a rehabber list. Houses for rent, rent to own, no credit check. What am I getting there? 1 out of 10 people that call me are going to be somebody in foreclosure, losing their house, and they have to move, and they want to rent to own a home. Because their mindset is they're homeowners. They want to go back into ownership again. Okay? Am I looking to get them into ownership? No. I'm looking to get the house that's in foreclosure. Okay? And here's another tip. When you look at those bandit signs, and you're driving down the road, and you see them in these houses, what is the perception? That we're the people to go to in that neighborhood. Because the neighbors think, well, boy, these guys own everything. I'm behind in payments. I need to call them. They take action. You see what happens? Perception's reality. If people think you have power, then you do. If they think you're an imposter, they're right. So you have to perceive that you know what you're doing. This is my first time speaking. Right? No, it's not. Okay? Class 3 area. See? Things just start looking better, looking more like it's neighborhood. Here's class 4, mostly tract homes like this. Now when I talk about grid areas, I talk about old areas where they're rectangular blocks. I can go into most neighborhoods right on the internet and tell you what's going on in those neighborhoods just by looking at what I see on the internet and go through the different things that we teach. Okay, class 5 area. Look at here. Start seeing some gated communities. Look at the 5+. That's the kind of stuff you've got here. Most of the stuff in this town is probably 4+ to 5+. A tough area to make money. Are bandit signs going to be welcome in those neighborhoods? Not at all. So you're not putting them there. Okay, does the city know that you own that corner or not? Where you're putting it right at the stop sign. They know you don't own that telephone pole, but do they know that you don't own that house that's sitting there vacant? They have no idea. See, great place to put those. Hey, where are you going?
No,
No, sit down. Okay, now I'll let you go, man. All right, you go to the bathroom. We'll go with you.
I will miss this though.
All right. Look at ground zero. That's got air conditioning. That house does. But see, here's the thing. On these kind of properties, you're only going to sell the builders. Okay, class 1 houses. I mean, look at the difference in the houses here, how they start going out. Okay? See, and you even have boarded up houses in nice areas. That tells me a lot about this area if they're boarding that house up. That's a level 4 area with boards on it. You don't see that very often.
What does that tell you?
What's that?
What does that tell you?
That tells me there's probably a rougher neighborhood than the bank. The bank obviously thinks it's a rougher neighborhood than what I call a class 4 neighborhood. Because see, you generally don't see houses boarded up. I mean, you see them once in a while, you'll see a house boarded up and it's a 3. You always see them in 2s. A lot of the ones in 1s, they're not even boarded up. And you know, they're just getting just weather damage here. I mean, this house isn't a bad looking house. It's got good bones. You can tell by looking at it. It's straight, it just needs windows in it. It probably needs a lot of work inside. But look at, they haven't taken the time to even, and just look at this house, it's probably a level, that's about a level 3 house and maybe like a level 2 neighborhood. That's what I would say, because that's a nicer home than these homes, you see? But see, you just have to look at it and see exactly what you've got. I mean, look at these houses. Yeah, that'd look good with a bandit sign right in the backyard. Yeah. Now here's the thing you have to look at too. When we, and I know you guys have been here all day, so what I'm trying to do is, you know, cut your time down as much as possible, because I know we've got some networking time tonight and things like that. So, you know, Dan and Linda both said I could go to like 7 or 8. So all right, if you notice here at our workshops, we go through a lot of these charts like this, these flow charts. I mean, you really look at any type of the DNA of any type of a business. It all starts out with goals and scheduling. You've got to start with goals and scheduling. Then you have to prospect for business. When you see commercials, Fly Frontier, whatever, what are they doing? They're prospecting for more business. Do they track how many people are on the plane? Do they limit your luggage? How many people have been on a small airplane before and they say, we need 3 people to go from rows 1 through 6 to rows 7 through 12. And what do you think? Well, I'm not getting up. What if the pilot just said, hey, listen, we're a little bit nose heavy. We'd like 3 of you to move, but if you don't, let's just give it a shot. See, but here's the thing. See, they know their numbers. They know their numbers. You have to know your numbers. What advertising is working? What's not working? How many homeowners do I have to contact before I get a contract? How many attempts do I have to make before I get a motivated lead? How many motivated leads do I need to get an appointment? How many appointments do I need to get a contract signed? How many contracts do I have to have in the pipeline to get a deal closed? See, it's all about learning this stuff. What's your efficiency rating when you're working? High, medium, or low? If you're on the telephone prospecting, calling homeowners or calling buyers, and you hang up the phone and go, oh, you know what, I think I have to pee. And you walk away, and you come back 30 minutes later, you're low efficiency, okay? You have to go one after another. And when you're prospecting, they're on the phone, on the door, whatever you're doing when it comes to your marketing, you got to do it for a long time. Just like Tim said today, I think it was Tim or Scott, one of them, said you have to be prepared to do it for 6 months. That's true. Marketing is all about consistency. You're better off to mail 500 people 10 times than you are 5,000 people once. All right? You got to remember that. Okay? You're prospecting and find a distressed homeowner. How'd you do it? Door knocking? Did you do it through bandit signs? Did you do it for marketing mailings? What'd you do? Well, whatever you did, you have to qualify them. You have to learn your door techniques. You have to overcome your fear. How many people in here would never door knock? Ever. Okay? Is it just fear or just don't want to do it? Just don't have any need to do it, right? But how many people would door knock? How many people would door knock if they went with me? See, that's what I do. I take people out and work with them for 2 days in your backyard. And I go out and we bang on doors. Why? Because it teaches you so much about yourself. Getting out there, getting in front of homeowners, and talking to homeowners in foreclosure, behind in payments, whatever it is. You have to learn what to say and you have to qualify them. When you get a sign call, what's the first thing you ask them? Let's just say, watch this. Hi, I'm calling about, I saw your sign, it says you buy houses cash. What are you going to say?
Do you have a property?
What's that?
Do you have a property?
Yeah, I might. What do you do?
Buy, sell homes. Buy homes.
Oh, you buy and sell homes. Well, I want to stay in my house.
Well, first thing I asked was, in case we get disconnected.
Oh, good, good. There we go. Have you been to my old shop before?
Sorry,
Have you been to my old shop?
No, no.
All right. I'm calling about the house you have, or I'm calling about your sign that says, I buy houses cash. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do? Yes, my name is Bill. I'm on a cell phone. I'm not in a great area. Can I get your name and number just in case we get disconnected so I can call you back? Why do I want to ask that first?
In case you lose
I
it.
want the information because it's a give and take in communication. If you're asking, I'm giving. And if you don't like the information I'm giving, you're cutting it off. So what I want to do is get your information first, and then I know you're somebody that's in trouble because you said you had a situation with your house and blah, blah, blah. I have your information. I want to get that first. That's the most important thing, so write that down. Get their information first. Because if you don't, most of the time, they're just going to cut you off. I get sign calls all the time. I was working in Las Vegas with a guy from Japan. He flew over, moved his family over. Not yet. I mean, he's moving over next March. But I've worked with him for 4 days, 2 days this year and 2 days late last year. And we're out door knocking in Japan. I'm helping him, or door knocking in Las Vegas. I'm helping him get his family over here, and I'm helping him build a business in Las Vegas. We just put a sign up in a vacant yard. Drive around the corner, phone rings. Hey, I'm calling about the property you have on Evans Boulevard, whatever it was. I said, yeah, this is Bill. I'm on my cell phone. I'm not in a real great area right now. Can I get your name and number in case we get disconnected? He said, well, I'll give you my name and number. I said, okay, thank you, and I hung up. Well, he called me right back. He said, hey, we got disconnected. I said, I know. That's why I tell you. I said, I need to get your name and number in case we get disconnected. He said, well, I don't want to give you my name and number. I said, okay, thank you, and I hung up again. He never did call me back. And Matt says to me, he goes, I can't believe you just hung up on him. I said, if that guy's going to be a pain in the butt like that now, who the hell, why do you want to work with somebody like that? There's no sense in doing that. Qualified people, right off the bat. You got to pre-qualify people. All right? And if the bandit signs, you know, where'd you put them? You know, where's the placement of the signs on the properties? See, it's real important. If they're maintaining the yard, if the bank's maintaining the yard, where do you put the sign? You don't put it right out the yard because the person cutting the yard is going to take it down. You put it back by the flower boxes, right off the edge of the grass. It'll stay there forever because they're mowing the yard, they'll have to move it. But how do I know this? Because I do so much of this all the time. See, I'll tell you what, I'm not here to sell you shiny objects. I'm here to put where the tire meets the pavement in this business because I'm on the streets. I'm one of those investors that are out there doing deals, and I'm on the streets doing this stuff. That's how I know this is why I put all this stuff together, so you guys understand this. All right, scripts. You have to learn scripts. When you get all this figured out, you've got a lead to work with. With those leads, are they buyer's leads or distressed homeowner leads? If it's a distressed homeowner, what's their emotional mode? Are they in denial, anger, depression, embarrassment, or acceptance? What's going on with them? This is the kind of stuff we teach. Okay, what scripts are you using? Hi, my name is Bill. I was at the courthouse here. Then I noticed your lender publicly posts your home for sale. I specialize in helping homeowners buy time to stay in their home. So let me ask you this. What are you doing right now to buy time to stay in your home? Do homeowners want to stay in that conversation? Big difference between that script and, hi, my name is Bill. I was at the courthouse the other day. I noticed your lender publicly posts your home for sale. I specialize in buying homes, and I'd like to talk to you about buying your home. What do they say? I don't want to sell my home. See, homeowners are in denial. They want to stay in their property as long as possible. You have so many paths that you can go down with homeowners. You have to go down the path they want to go down if you want a deal down the road with them. Because if you're trying to go down the short sale path and you're forcing them down that short sale path, or it's taking their house subject to, and they don't want to do it, sooner or later they're just going to blow up and say, you know what, I didn't want to do this, and that's where you get in trouble. Talking homeowners into doing stuff that they don't want to do. So you can't do that. You have to go down the path that they want to go down to stay in the conversation. Well, we're working on a modification. You work on a modification, that's great. Have you got all the documentation into the bank? Well, yeah, we've got this in, we've got that in. And I say to them, I said, that's great, you know what? And we start talking more and more about the modification process. Why do I do that? I'm not looking to help them do the modification. I'll give them some free information. But see, here's the thing you have to look at. I know that if 100 people go in for a modification, 45% of them will get the modification. And out of that 45%, 85% will fall out within 3 to 6 months on the trial mod. I know that. So what do? I do effective lead follow-up. I stay on top of them. Hey, how's everything going with the modification? Because I know down the road it's going to be a short sale. Or I know down the road they're just going to get out of the deal. Okay? So I want to make sure that I stay in contact with them.